Hey everyone, Rich Monroe here with BNB Investing Group. Thanks for jumping on this week. As you guys know, BNB Investing Group is helping short-term rental investors kind of navigate the short-term rental model. And so whether you're doing acquisitions, master lease strategy, or managing properties, we try to look at the different nuances that are involved with those models and kind of talk to folks that kind of help and support the industry. We also help brand new investors that want to learn how to build a scalable business. And if you're looking to do that and ready to take some action, feel free to reach out to me directly. We can schedule a quick call and see if our program is something that you might be interested in or if it's a good fit or not. So today I have a friend of mine on with us, Frank Bosi from Hostfully. And I'm kind of looking forward to digging into the channel manager and kind of what you guys are up to lately. And it's always good to kind of get an update on different things that kind of help and support the short-term rental space. And so kind of looking forward to jump in. Those of you that are just jumping on, please throw a quick yes or okay in the comments if you can hear us okay. Just want to make sure of that. And we're happy to take some questions if you guys want to throw some questions in the comments as we're talking. So you don't forget about them, and we'll kind of get to them in the end. So Frank, welcome, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, yes, thank you so much for having me, Rich. I also love seeing the comments. We had somebody say that they just signed up recently with us. They know about us. So again, guys, my name is Frank Bosi. I am the Senior Director of Sales here at Hostfully. I've been with the company for about 3 years. I was with the hotel industry, the luxury hotel industry prior, really focused on corporate sales. And then with everything that transpired with COVID, I fortunately came across Hostfully, and I've been here for a little over 3 years now, focusing on just business development, revenue growth. And as a startup, it's kind of a jack of all trades. So dabbling in marketing, dabbling in webinars, partnerships, all that fun stuff. So it's been a phenomenal 3 years, especially with Hostfully and our software. And we'll get into the nitty gritty of it all. But we are growing significantly. As I was telling you, Rich, earlier, we cater to one property manager. I have a property manager that has one listing, and we also cater to property management companies that have thousands of listings. So our features, our capabilities are there really to do what you want. We have different pricing modules and subscriptions and all that stuff, but we could always get to that at a later date. Before I do forget, just want to let everyone know, frank@hostfully.com. That's my email. If you do want to learn more about our software, do not hesitate to shoot me an email. We'll get a one-on-one demo, personalized demo scheduled. We'll go through all the features and capabilities that Hostfully has to offer. We're, again, going to give you a quick little high-level overview of what we do, who we are, and then we could always go from there. If you do have any questions, I was telling Rich, I do not shy away from those questions. Please ask away. I love a good active audience. So
awesome. So Frank, a lot of us that have been around for a while, I'm a huge fan of what Hostfully has done for guidebooks and have used you guys from the very beginning. And I think it's such a quality product, and I've enjoyed using it over the years on all of our listings. How did you guys kind of move away or add on, in addition, because you're still doing the guidebooks? How did you add on the channel management component?
So long story short, we initially started Hostfully with guidebooks, the digital guidebooks. And I think they did that. Margot and David, our CEO and our co-founder and president, were on that route maybe 2-3 years with just guidebooks. Then they merged with Orbi Rental. Not too sure if many of you know about Orbi Rental, but that was Steph Osment, and that was his creation, not his baby. And that was a property management software. So Hostfully acquired with Orbi Rental, kept Hostfully as the name. Now we have Margot, David, and Steph as our executives and our leaders. And that's kind of what got us the property management portion. Again, I think it was more of a channel manager at that point. I could be wrong, but as you know, with Margot, David, and Steph's knowledge of the market, of the industry, They know what they're doing. So we're, as I mentioned, we're constantly growing, adding new features. We now have a mobile app, a unified inbox, where we have one of the strongest APIs in the market, which means a lot of software, like a lot of software companies want to integrate with us because one, it's simple, and two, we're fun to work with. So we do have a lot of integrations, which I'll show you during my overview.
All right, before we dig into that, so for those of the folks that are watching that are brand new to short-term rentals and are trying to kind of learn the business, let's just break down the basics. What is a channel manager, property management system? What functionality is provided? How does it work? Kind of give us a brief overview of that, just a basic description, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a channel manager essentially connects you to all the different channels: Airbnb, Vrbo, Booking.com, Marriott International, Homes and Villas by Marriott International, Google Vacation Rentals. That's an exciting new one that's on board. They connect you with those, and kind of, if a reservation's been on Airbnb, it communicates, and then those dates are blocked on Vrbo. With Hostfully, we're a property management software, which means we do the channel management, but we also have a whole bunch of other features and capabilities to automate your operations. We have automated emails, text messaging. We now integrate with WhatsApp, so you can automate your WhatsApp messages. We have a unified inbox where you can communicate with Airbnb, Vrbo, and Booking.com. So Hostfully just becomes your centralized place to do all that stuff. We have a central calendar showing you where all the reservations, shows you all of your guests, all of your properties, but also they're color coded. So you know exactly which channel those reservations came from visually. I would say overall, Hostfully is overall aesthetically pleasing. We have fun colors to look at, very user friendly, and especially if it's something that you're gonna, be using every day, you kind of want to enjoy looking at it, and it's a nice visual for your day to day, as you'll see with some of our images.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's extremely helpful. We were just reviewing one of the OTAs yesterday with our students, and I was explaining to them that obviously the channel manager is meant to be kind of your go-to after you've got your listing set up, where you're going to spend most of your time for your inbox and for your communications to the guests and for your changing reservations, watching your calendar. However, there are going to be some occasions that you're going to need to go directly to the platform, whether it's Airbnb, VRBO, or any of the others. And so that's huge to be able to have kind of a color-coded combination in the inbox so that you can immediately know, your back office team can know, well, that's a Booking.com booking, or this is VRBO, and be able to immediately switch when they need to go directly to those platforms for various things that come up. So
yeah, that's exactly what we want to avoid, is the property manager having to go into 5 different channels to do different things. We just centralize everything. And if you think about it, a lot less human error, and you'd save a ton of time out of your day, where you can focus on maybe scaling your listings. Go look at that property that just came on the market that you may want to purchase. Like, we give you that time back, which in my opinion is relatively priceless.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, let's jump right into it then.
Yeah. So this is Hostfully. Kind of not to reiterate what we spoke about, but maybe for everyone that just, for those individuals that just jumped on, to let you know a little bit more about Hostfully. What we do is we essentially strive to make the most out of every stay, simply by helping vacation rental companies and property managers make more money, save time, and simply improve the overall traveler experience. For those of you that just joined, my name is Frank Bosi. I am the Senior Director of Sales here at Hostfully. And again, just a huge thank you to you, Rich, for having me showcase our software's features and capabilities. Today, we're going to quickly chat, again, high-level overview of both of our products. So a little bit about the company, and then we'll kind of dive into the nitty-gritty. Also, before I forget, I always forget this, so now it's always the top of my mind. Frank@hostfully.com. Feel free to shoot me an email. I'm always happy to help. So with that being said, we do have, there we go. The company was founded about 6 years ago, and that's where we started with the guidebook platform, as Rich mentioned. We are now the #1 in the market for digital guidebooks. So the guidebook is an individually populated platform. We manage over 30,000 properties around the world. We're live in 85 different countries. And with our guidebook platform, we have over 2 million views per month and 500,000 recommendations within our guidebooks alone. Before starting Hostfully, as mentioned, a few of us worked for Salesforce, Apple, Marriott, Four Seasons, Netscape, and some of us are active vacation rental managers as well. As you see, we're also winning awards. We won the Keystone Awards back-to-back as the best software and the best software to grow with in particular. We have the Shorties Award, which we won as the best property management software, and we were nominated in 2023, again, as the best property management software. We are also integrated with Airbnb, Vrbo, and Booking.com. Not only are we integrated and preferred partners, we are preferred plus with Airbnb, premier partner with Booking.com, and preferred connectivity partner with Vrbo, which I think this year we actually got, I think it's called Vrbo Elite. So that's official now.
So real quick, Frank. So for those of us, you're like a super host with their status. Is that how that premier status?
Exactly. Is? Yeah. They have a list of stuff that a software needs to integrate. Right. And then they have like extra credit that you can do as a software, and Hostfully has it. A lot of it has to do with your connectivity, your API, your response time, your reputation in the industry and in the market. So there are a lot of contributing factors that help with that. And we have it with all three, the top 3 in the industry.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that's us winning awards, preferred partner with top 3 OTAs in the market. And as mentioned, Hostfully has 2 products, and these are both completely standalone products. You have the property management platform, which is basically it's designed to streamline your operations and increase your revenue. And then we also have the guidebook platform, and this is where you provide all the details for your guest. Both of them are fully integrated, so you're of course more than welcome to use both of them together. But you could also have the option to use just the property management software or just the digital guidebook. The digital guidebook is a simple URL link. So let's say you're using another property management software. All you have to do is in your automated communication, include the guidebook link in that email, and the guests will have access to that guidebook.
Another thing we've been doing, Frank, is not to jump in, but
please. I love a good conversation.
yeah, for sure. So they have a very, like I mentioned earlier, we've been using the digital guidebook for probably 6 or 7 years now, and one of the cool features is it's got a real quick copy and paste of the QR code. And so when we do our welcome placards in the property, or if we have our house manuals printed out, it's very easy to kind of just put that QR code in there that gives them direct access to the digital guidebook. So it's definitely a really smooth, easy tool to use for sure.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, thank you for that feedback, Rich. The guidebooks are awesome. There's a lot that you can do with the guidebooks, and I'm happy to coordinate a time so we can really jump into it. And I'll kind of give you a little overview in a moment, but it doesn't even cover what you're able to do with the guidebooks. And ultimately the guidebooks are going to enhance your guest stay, which will ultimately get you better reviews, and better reviews get you more guests. More guests, you get more money. With that money, you buy more properties, and that's kind of how you scale. And it's just a nice little circle of life that you could get going.
Absolutely.
As mentioned, these are the two products that we do have. Quick overview, since we're talking about it on the digital guidebook platform. It's a full web-based solution, so it's completely mobile responsive. The guidebook is where you're going to provide all the information which the guests will need to know during their trip. Again, it's something that you can send to them before their trip, as well as something for them to access while they're staying with you. So what you're essentially doing is you're eliminating all those questions, like how do you check in? How do you use the washer dryer? How do you control the temperature? All these common questions that you're receiving daily, the guidebook is going to be able to quickly respond to those. And what
where can I rent a boat? Where's the best restaurant to go to? Like
exactly all of that stuff. You just send them the link. That's it. And then you can really talk about the fun stuff. And what we do is we make you look more professional in that way. You're going to ultimately spend less time on that guest communication on the guidebook, but you'll also have this higher quality of guest communication with the guest, because now you can refer them back to your guest book, your digital guidebook, for those annoying, pesky details like, what restaurant do you recommend? Or, what's the address, or how do I get there? And instead, just talk to them about the fun stuff of the market, of the industry, in the market in which you're located. And as you mentioned, we also have QR codes. We have a print version, so you can manage your digital and print in one place. You could also private label it. This way it enhances your brand. Now, if you have 1, 2, 3 listings, you're probably considering a brand or a color or an image or a mascot of some sort. For those of you that are a little bit more situated and established, you probably have a logo and a color. The guidebook easily communicates with that. This way, again, we enhance your brand, and it really becomes a single source of information, not just for your guests, but you could also use it for your team. And really the great thing about the guidebook is that it doesn't require your guest to download an app, because it is a web application. So each of your properties will have its own link. And once your guest clicks on that link, it communicates to any device that they're currently using, a tablet, iPhone, iPad, whatever it is. My favorite thing is we have custom welcome messages and splash pages. So the splash pages are awesome. And I'm not too sure if you use it, Rich, but they're ultimately designed to collect the names and emails of everyone who's staying at your property. So for example, if I book your property via Airbnb, Airbnb doesn't share my contact information, nor are they going to share all remaining 5 guests that are staying with me. So if my wife and I are traveling to Jupiter, Florida, and we booked your property via Airbnb, and there's 6 of us staying, you normally don't get that contact information. However, with the splash screen feature, if I need to look up the address because I'm driving there, and my wife wants to look up restaurants the second we get there so we can go out to eat, and then our other friend needs the Wi-Fi so she can start working, if whoever accesses the guidebook has to put in their first name, email address, first name, last name, email address, you could also create categories. So like, for example, I also make it mandatory to enter your phone number. Whoever accesses the guidebook needs to put in that contact information. That contact information lives in a report. That guest gets access to your guidebook. So now you have, from that one reservation, you have the opportunity to get all the emails from everyone, in this case, 6 emails from everyone staying in that unit. So that in itself pays for the guidebook, in my opinion. You get this intel that you normally wouldn't, just being connected to channels. Where else is there? Oh yeah, and then it's also, again, as mentioned, it's just a simple link that you integrate into your automated communication, which will then, of course, go out to the guest with all the information that you want to share with them. So not only is it informative, but it's super simplified, easy to use, easy for your guest to use as well. And again, if you want more information, please do not hesitate to email me. I'd love to do a quick demo on that. We also have a recording demo, so I could always send that to you as well. So that's the guidebook. Next up is the property management platform. So we have a really cool, fun, unique approach to the user interface and how we handle property management operations in general. A lot of it is guest-centric, including our dashboard and our pipeline, which I can show you during the demo. But before I do that, I just kind of wanted to take a step back and review our functionality at a higher level. So we help manage your business from tip to tail. We're also integrated with dynamic pricing, like Price Labs, Wheelhouse, payment processing, Stripe, PayPal, cleaning, Turno, Breezeway, accounting, QuickBooks Online, home automation, links, remote lock, all these other. And you really use our integrations, and I'll show you that in a moment. But in addition to that, we have the property data side of Hostfully. This becomes your central place to manage all the details of your listing. So picture descriptions, amenities, pricing, availability, all of that will now be managed within Hostfully. Over to distribution, we're able to sync with all the direct channels that we have connected to our channel management. And currently, we're fully integrated with Airbnb, Vrbo, Booking.com, Homes and Villas by Marriott International, Google Vacation Rentals. And note that we are actually one of the very few property management softwares that are directly integrated with Google Vacation Rentals.
That was going to be my next question, because I know a lot of folks aren't able to do that.
Exactly. Yes.
The same thing with Marriott Homes and Villas. There's you have a direct connection to that too.
Direct connection. Somebody makes a
That's
reservation on Marriott International Homes and Villas. It automatically populates to Hostfully, and then all the other channels, those dates get blocked out. So you prevent.
Yeah, that's huge, guys, because a lot of us that are on Marriott Homes and Villas, the only solution that you have for most channel managers is to go through a larger platform called Rentals United, which simply is just synchronizing the calendar, but it doesn't let you easily make changes on reservations when changes do come up. And it's kind of a clumsy way to do it. And so that's a big thing right there, to have a direct connection to the platform for sure.
Yeah. And two things, Next Packs, Rentals United, Red Awning. I think those are the three. I think there may be another one. We also integrate with those channel managers. So let's say, there are channels that are particular to your market. You could probably use one of those three, and we integrate with those as well.
Nice.
But yeah, going back to Marriott International and Google Vacation Rentals, both of them reached out to Hostfully directly to integrate with us. We didn't do much prospecting or reaching out on our end, which is, I think, a nice little pat on the back for us.
Yeah, for sure.
Homes and Villas by Marriott, just note with the property management software, any property management software, I believe you need 40 to 50, I think, listings minimum to get on there. However, if you have, a unit in a location in which they're interested, or a number, maybe let's say you have 10 in a location that they need, they can waive that. Again, email me. I can always introduce you to my contact there. It's worth an ask. It's Marriott, so it might as well ask. And if they say yes, you just have a whole bunch of revenue coming your way. And then with Google Vacation Rentals, I believe, if nothing's changed, which, as you know, in this industry, everything changes every minute. If you're not on a property management software that's directly integrated with Google Vacation Rentals, I believe you need a minimum of 5 listings to get onto Google Vacation Rentals. However, if you're on a property management software like Hostfully that integrates with Google Vacation Rentals directly, there's no minimum. You need 1 listing. So there's a minimum of 1 listing on that. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. So those are the channels. Oh, we also integrate with your current website, and we have a template and widgets for that website as well. If you don't have a website, you can use our out-of-the-box website. And that's basically a full booking engine, which is really easy to customize and get your properties up and running seamlessly. So from 1 listing all the way to 1,000, no matter how many listings you have, you do get a complimentary out-of-the-box direct booking website from Hostfully. What a lot of our users do is they use our out-of-the-box website, and if it works for them, it works for them. If they want something a little bit more robust, a little bit more meaty, they will go ahead and either create their own, get a web developer, use one of our preferred web development companies to build theirs. So we also integrate with Hudson Creative Group, ICND, Boostly, Mark Simpson over at Boostly. We integrate directly with them, and they can build it for you. So let's say you have 2 listings. If you use a preferred web developer, you have access to our open API that normally costs $260 a month to get included in your software. Where was I going? Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So you have a lot of these options with your out-of-the-box direct booking website, but Hostfully gets you started with that complimentary website that's included in your package. On to the booking side. So we have a centralized reservation system, flexible calendar where you can filter all of your reservations and create quotes. We also have a direct integration with payment processors. As of right now, we're fully integrated with PayPal, Stripe, and Vacation Rent Payment. In regard to guest management, as I mentioned, you can automate emails, text messages, and WhatsApp. But we now also offer our unified inbox, where managers and owners can communicate within the Hostfully platform across all the different channels, in particular Airbnb, Vrbo, and Booking.com. Completely unified. Also, our integration with our guest communications digital guidebook is probably still the best in class in terms of guest communication. And then lastly, we have reporting. So we have daily, weekly check-in, check-out reports, transaction reports, financial reports. We also have a designated owners portal where your owners can basically see their financial statements and the calendars for the properties which they own. So they have their own owners portal. But what you could also do now with your reports is we have enhanced reporting. So in the enhanced reporting, you create whatever report to include whatever you want. It's completely customizable. You create that report once, and then you automate that report. So if you want to pull a report for an owner at a particular listing, you create that report, you automate that to go out either daily, weekly, or monthly, and then you do not have to worry about that report ever again. That report will get pulled monthly and get sent directly to the designated owner automatically. And then that's about it. Oh, we also have the mobile app, which I'll touch on in a moment. But I did want to show you the calendar because it's probably my favorite. Right here is our central calendar, our multi-OTA calendar. As you can see here, it's color-coded. As I mentioned earlier, you have a multi-channel calendar. This is how you want your calendar to ultimately look. It's going to have lots of different reservations from lots of different sources. So if you have reservations from different channels, they're going to appear here in different colors. And the cool thing is that you can open each reservation individually and basically manage everything in one central screen. We also have a price view, which is one of our newest features, where you can bulk edit rates as well as bulk edit minimum length of stay for multiple listings over a multitude of days in one shot. So if you do have multiple listings, easy peasy, one shot. Not only do you update it in Hostfully, but because Hostfully integrates with all of these channels, let's say I update, what is it here? Villa Mallorca and Coconut Beach. I update those rates. If I go onto Airbnb, those rates are populated within seconds. Same thing with Vrbo, Booking.com, and all the other channels that I mentioned. Now is the mobile app. It's one of our newest features where you can manage leads on the run. You can check your detailed calendar at any time you want. You can respond to guests anytime you want. And you really take advantage of Hostfully's powerful automation tools. Our app lets you or allows you to keep running your vacation rental business, whether you're in the office, without a computer, traveling. So a lot of our users are very grateful for our mobile app. It was a long time coming, but we did not want to release something we weren't confident in. So now that we are, you got the mobile app. You get the mobile inbox, so you can see the message. You can message within channels. You can send attachments. You can also create templates. And then if somebody asks you a question about a late checkout, normally you respond back, type it out saying, hey, we'll make every effort to accommodate. We just can't guarantee. Instead of typing that out all the time, custom template, send it. You do it with the click of a button. You're able to see your pipeline view, your multi-OTA calendar. You can see the central versus single property view. You can manage leads, you can manage blocks, and you can also create and manage jobs for cleaners, maintenance, plumbers, any service provider that you build into the system. We have lead management, so you can create, edit, accept new leads, but you could also send quotes. And of course, we have internalization, so English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese are currently there. We also have app notifications with iOS and Android. And then, of course, in-app chat, Hostfully support, which is always there for you when you need us. Some things to note that's coming soon: pricing and minimum stay editing, editing quotes, payment order, property photo management, inbox search, and our list keeps growing on how we want to grow our app specifically. With the benefits of using our platform is just the overall streamline of your booking process. You're going to get the distribution of listings across multiple channels, while of course keeping those rates and availability in sync, but you're also connecting with the best integrative partners in the industry. And as I keep mentioning, as you see here, Hostfully has a lot of really cool, fun integrations, and it makes us a fully integrated property management software where our clients are now able to centralize their central tech stack via one channel manager. And you can always find these. These are constantly getting added to. So if you just go to hostfully.com, we have an integrations page where you can see all of the companies with which we integrate. And then lastly, which I think is the most important and really sets us apart. I mean, a lot of the software is out there. They have the same features. They, y'all have probably heard this so many times of what a software has. What sets Hostfully apart is our customer service. So we have industry leading customer support, hands down. We also have implementation with personalized onboarding sessions. We have 7-day-a-week customer support. Not only is it 7 day a week, it's 24 hours, 7 days a week, and a customer satisfaction score currently of 97%. Also, game changer, our pro and higher subscriptions are assigned a dedicated customer success manager that will conduct adoption calls, business reviews, and customer escalations as necessary. The most new, and I don't think we even updated this yet, is our onboarding. You get 3 onboarding sessions with a designated onboarding manager. However, now the onboarding team has set up 1-hour allotments Monday through Friday, where you as a Hostfully user can log on whenever you want. So let's say you're like, hey, Frank, I want to sign up. You sign up on the 9th. Your next onboarding session isn't until, let's say, the 15th, your first onboarding session. Excuse me. We give you a list of things that you can do prior to your first onboarding session, but also Monday through Friday, that 1 hour, if you're free and you haven't had your first onboarding session, feel free to jump on those onboarding sessions that are hosted by our onboarding team and just get to, you can easily expedite the length of time that you have to onboard. So that's been a game changer. We've seen huge success with that now our customer success managers have done the same. 1-hour allotment Monday through Thursday. Same thing. If you're done with onboarding and you're with Hostfully, your entire life with Hostfully, you can access those customer success manager calls and ask them any questions you have. If you have an issue with an enhanced reporting, set aside an hour that day or that week just to make sure that you jump on that call. Sometimes it's just you and the customer success manager, which is kind of nifty. But sometimes you also have other Hostfully users on there, which again, you don't get that one-on-one time. However, you could really start brainstorming and getting your creative juices flowing based on what you're learning from the other Hostfully users. And we've seen such great discussions happen on those calls. So something, again, sets us apart from all the other softwares. Rich, I tend to ramble, so feel free to cut me off. And that's it, actually. No better timing. So again, yeah, this is just a bit of an intro, just to give you a high-level overview before we, in the event that you want a one-on-one demo.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So one of the questions I have is around, there's a lot of us that are managing properties for our clients. How robust is the reporting on owner statements, bookkeeping? When I'm paying my cleaners and my maintenance and my vendors, is there an interface within the platform that facilitates some of that bookkeeping aspect, or is it totally separate and you have to manually input it? Walk me through a little bit how that works.
Yeah, so you could do a ton of stuff with that, really. So the enhanced reporting, you can run a report, create a report to pull whatever numbers, whatever revenue you need. For owners specifically, let's say, there's a few columns that you don't care that the owner really knows about. If anything, you want to prevent the owner from knowing so they don't have questions about it. You create that, you pull it, your financials are there. What you can do also is when you set up your property, you include your commission as the property manager on those listings for that particular unit. So what we also do is we calculate that. So, if the owner makes $10,000 that month, our report also pulls your 15% and it shows what you make. You could do owner adjustments. So let's say somebody breaks the door and it's going to cost $1,000 to fix that door. $1,000 will get taken out and that owner will get a net amount. We do have integration with QuickBooks Online, which does a lot of the accounting, really more of the automation of that. But with our enhanced reporting has definitely, skyrocketed what we are able to do within our software.
Got it. And on the website, creation, is there an option to have multiple websites? So like if I wanted to have one for my properties in Tampa, a separate one for my ones in Atlanta, for example, is there an option for that, or is it just one
Separate
off?
one website. On our website, you're able to have locations. And when you do the locations, you could put in, you know, Tampa, Atlanta, Carolinas, you know, whatever. But of course, every market has a different feel. So you may want your websites to look different. That would come in handy with our open API. So maybe, you know, you have a full website development, you work with your web developer, and maybe there's, you know, there's definitely ways that you can have one website. The thing is, Hostfully is going to have all of your listings. I would normally recommend just have all of your listings on the website because they'll communicate with Hostfully easily.
Of course. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Now,
we actually have we do have a handful of clients that have properties that are like luxe, and then they have economy, I guess is a good word for it. And they don't want them on the same website. So what they did, some of them have a website specifically. They worked with their developer in getting that situated. But sometimes what we recommend is just sign up for 2 separate accounts, and it's just easier to manage that way, less room for error. But it really depends on your operations and what you're looking for.
Got it. Now you mentioned early on, you know, you guys provide the platform whether you have 1 listing or 1,000. So how does the pricing structure work if you just wanted 1 listing compared to, you know, 40?
Yeah. So if you go on our website, hostfully.com/pricing, we're fully transparent with our pricing. A lot of the softwares out there, you're not going to see pricing on their website. They're going to say contact sales. Our pricing is there. So what we have is we have a starter package, which is 1 to 4 listings, and that's $109 per month. Then we have the pro package, which goes from 5 to 11 listings. So if you have 5 and you acquire another 5 properties, you're still paying $199 per month, up to 11 listings. After that, we have 12 to 19 listings, and that's our Pro Plus, and that's $249. And then after that, we have our premium, which is 20 or higher, and it starts at $260. And then it goes per listing from there. So if you go to our website, play with the toggle, go to 40, that's what you're going to have. I think 40 still comes out to about $7 per listing, if I'm correct. I'm not too sure. But what's really cool too is if you go to 30 listings and get the price and then toggle to 40, I believe these are the numbers. 30 will be a little bit higher, or like 34 listings will be a little bit higher than the 40 listings in terms of monthly payment, because we want to kind of incentivize and kind of give you credit for growing. You're paying less per month. So you'll see that once you toggle around on our website.
Got it. So again, a lot of us that have, you know, whether we own properties and we have multiple listings, and may already be on another channel manager right now. You've already mentioned some of the things that kind of differentiate you guys. What are some other things that you can mention that would make you know, an existing manager say, I should really take a closer look at these guys?
I mean, again, the customer success is there. There is always a hesitancy. It's daunting, full transparency, to switch software.
Of course.
However, with our onboarding team, again, pat on the shoulder to Hostfully, is our onboarding team. We get a lot of people that are leaving other property management softwares for Hostfully. So our onboarding team knows how to seamlessly transfer everything over. They know when to turn that software on to move some stuff over to Hostfully, when to turn Hostfully off. This way you just prevent any missed opportunities. You don't get any double bookings. So we know we help you kind of move everything over. And again, just getting situated. To add a new property, you just simply go to add property, you build the property once, and then it pushes out to all the channels. If you aren't using a property management software and you're on Airbnb and you have 5 listings, you don't have to build those 5 listings on every single channel. What you can do is pull and import those 5 listings into Hostfully, and they live now in Hostfully. And then as soon as you activate those channels, it'll automatically get pushed out to the channels that you decide on. So there's, again, we simplify a lot of this stuff for you. But mostly it is the guidance and the help from our team. We have weekly webinars with our partners. We also have webinars on topics like how to increase your direct bookings, how to, tips and tricks on how to have better images on your Airbnb, which will then increase your visibility, like all these fun things. We have Hostfully University. We also have Hostfully Help, which are all the help documents that we have. You type in, if you want to know something about owners, you type in owners. All the help documents on all the features that we have about owners will be there. And even though you go in because you want to know how to pull a financial report for an owner, it can get you thinking about something else that you can do for owners specifically. So it's just constantly learning about the industry, but also about our software.
All right, very cool. So guys, if anyone has any questions, please throw them in the chat. I know my buddy Robert is the one that said he signed up recently with Hostfully. So thanks for jumping on here, Robert. I'm sure, and Robert's one of the larger players in the space as well that has a lot of listings. And so I'm anxious. I'm probably going to check in with him and see how things are going.
Yeah, Robert, shoot me an email. I'd love to know who on my team helped you out, but also we'll keep an extra eye out for your account and make sure that you get the VIP BNB investing, access. So
yeah, speaking of
definitely
which,
do not hesitate to reach out.
Yeah, and so we're going to definitely, Hostfully is going to offer, when you reach out to Frank, let him know that you're a BNB investing member and that we refer you over, and he'll arrange to give you guys a discount if you end up getting the software. And so,
yeah. And then Rich, I'm not too sure if you got the email, but we did now set up your link. So feel free to share that if you want it in the chat or maybe in our after. I'm not too sure.
I'll put it in the chat.
You, but
yeah, I'll put it in the chat after, and then it'll be in the replay as well for folks to check it out.
Beautiful.
That way, if you want, you can just click on the BNB investing link. You'll get the discount automatically.
This way, nothing falls through the cracks.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
And then because of this awesome Facebook Live, if you do sign up within the next about week or two, probably until the end of November, by the time we get a demo scheduled and all that fun stuff, we can gladly offer $200 off your subscription. Again, mention BNB Investing, whether you're live or if you're just tuning in now on the recorded, please mention BNB Investing. Let them know that you watched it with Frank and that we can honor the $200, and that'll be good until the end of November.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thanks so much, Frank, for taking the time today. This has been very informative, and like I said, I've been very pleased with what you guys have done with the digital guidebook, and I'm always wanting to make sure I'm aware of what products are in the market that are doing well, and definitely you guys are kind of blaze trailing there with your channel manager. So glad you were able to take the time today. Love to have you back at some point, and like you mentioned, maybe we'll do a deep dive on the guidebook, because I think that's a phenomenal product all on its own.
Gladly,
as well, for sure. All right, cool.
And I was actually going to invite you, Rich, if you want, after this call, we should set up just a catch up. Because we do have a lot of new features on the guidebook, like our Viator partnership, where you get 8% commission on Viator reservations. We now have ChatGPT with our guidebooks. There's a lot happening. So I'd love to catch up and let you know what we have.
Yeah, like I said, maybe we'll do another Facebook Live and we'll focus specifically on the guidebook. We can put that on the calendar as well.
Yeah, I love doing these things, especially when I'm in good company.
No, this has been great, Frank. Thanks again for taking the time. Thanks everybody for viewing, and definitely, as a reminder, BNB Investing Group helps new investors scale a business. And if you are ready to kind of, take action and grow your business and need some help with it, check in with me. We'll have a quick call and see if it's a good fit for what we're doing in the program. We'd love to have you. And Frank, thanks again, buddy. Really appreciate it. We'll talk again soon, and we'll see everybody again next week. Thanks again, everybody, for jumping on.
Bye. Thank you for having me, Rich. I appreciate it.
Take care, Frank.